All right, guys, let me show you how easy this has been for me to do on the road with the stuff I've been showing you. Check this out. I just parked at a rest area because I usually am not ready to get my body moving right out the door. This spot's nice. It's grassy. It might be a little noisy because there's a truck running behind me. But let me show you how easy this is to just get a quick banger of a workout on the road. That also fixes a bunch of your issues. So, go around to the back. All right. Flip this around the back. Need to move something. This is the workshop. We got other stuff at the job. Anyway, this is what I'm looking for right now. I just keep these clubs back here. I'm gonna have to come back for that. My hands are full. I'm just gonna set these out. I don't care if they get wet. They get rough. Then cowbell. Let's keep that right in the back. Alright, so set up right here. Should have been doing that one. Yeah, just right at a rest stop. Sorry if the noise sucks. Little thunderstorm brewing in the background. Alright, I'll be a little louder. So anyway, I'm on the road and I want to get a quick warm up for the day in, get my blood flowing, feel strong, feel balanced, feel coordinated in my breathing, in my hips, my feet, my shoulders for the work I do all day, because my work is on my feet all day and very arm overhead dependent. A lot of wax on, wax off, side to side, up, down, left, right, all day marathon. Anyway, so kettlebell, I like to start with a bigger movement. I'm just gonna bang out my 50 cowbell swings. Here we go. And the thing that I love about these and training these, 7, is that it really helps me establish my connection to the floor. 13, 14, 15. Establish my feet, my foot contacts. This really helped me develop my floor to hip connection. 22. And sync it up with my breathing. That was half. And it's such a simple movement. Might have lost count, but 29, 30. I know we're on right there. 1. We'll get a couple extras in, I'm sure. But even this 50 banger to start isn't even going to get my blood rate, heart rate too high. And we'll get some more in later. 40, I think. Might still be behind on the count. Doesn't hurt to get some extras. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. All right, there we go. Great way to start the day. Next, so blood's flowing a little bit, moving. Another great way, I've trained my hips. We'll start with the floor to hip connection today to get that established. If you master this movement, you will master your hip mobility and get a lot of benefit all day. It's super simple. It is one movement. It is a kickstand hinge or a single leg hinge. And you can start them supported. So what we would do, we're in our normal standing stance. We take a step back. So now we are 80% of our weight on our front leg, okay? Establish a good tripod, gauge the big toe, and then you can have your weight here. And we're gonna have a soft knee. I'll show you from the side really quick. Not locked, soft knee, but then that knee angle is gonna stay exactly the same the whole movement. That's your knee angle changing, that's your knee angle changing. So this doesn't change. You are bending at the hip, your hip angle up here between your body and your femur is changing. You hinge Your core stays nice and neutral, engaged, inhaled. Hinge into this hip, get a good stretch in here, and then drive that whole foot through the floor without changing that knee angle. You're just driving from the hip. It's string pulling your back pockets behind you, and then you are pressing your hip, a button with your hip. Knee angle didn't change. That is all glute, that is all fire. And then the variations, I'll show you quick, and then I'm gonna work them. So that's the basis. Doing that movement, your hip is gonna be great forever. Your glute's gonna be strong, your posture will be really good. Rate that very, very highly. The variation is you set up in this position, and then this stays put, whole leg stays put. Your hip kind of turns into your leg, right? See, the rest of me turned, this didn't. What that does, that lengthens the glute. The hip is in a little internal rotation. Internal rotation is how we need internal rotation to be able to absorb shock, but also to produce force, okay? So we have, another way of thinking of it quick is zipper turns an inch into that leg stays put, right? So now, I hit that position and oh my God, the glute stretch already is going crazy. The whole glute position, just 3, even this is like a 3rd good rep. This area is cranking right now. Boom, we'll get a 5th. Great primer for the day. You could also use this as a primer for kettlebell swing, depending on how they go for you. So staggered, zipper, 1 inch. Boom, drive it up with that hip. 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Drive that up. Now that same thing, right? So I turn in, I'm gonna hinge, it's gonna be butt back, knee angle doesn't change. That stays the same the whole time. I'm driving from the hip, okay? So I'm getting that good hip stretch, good hip drive. We'll talk about the foot another time. Boom. That's my tutorial for the day. Kickstand hinge. We'll talk about the foot in another video. Mastering that movement will change your life. And then the last thing I'll show you guys for today is these steel clubs, steel maces that you've seen in some of my other videos. So each part is detachable. This is 1.1 pounds, or excuse me, 2.2 pounds, that's 1 kilo, half a kilo, 1.5 kilo, 1 kilo, okay? So 1.1, 2.2, 3.3, 2.2, and then there's the other one, and then you saw that long log that I had. Those bigger ones are 2 kilos, 4.4. So anyway, these steel clubs, use these for shoulder patterns. I'm just gonna show you one at a time. We'll start with this one. And can I do this? I can do this. Okay. So it's all about shoulder patterns, right? I use this, I establish a good breath in the rib cage, which structures my rib cage, which then structures how my scapula can move in coordination with my arm and the club. So this is really a breathing drill, right? I'm learning to engage my rib cage, and then I'm building a shoulder pattern on top of that. But if I don't have that rib cage position, the shoulder's not gonna be doing very great out there because the scapula won't be able to move well with it. So this is all about breathing, getting that breathing structure, right? I'm not rounded, I'm not flexed like this. I've got a big posterior rib cage, thoracic rib cage. I can breathe into my low ribs, I can breathe into my top ribs, but also I'm getting that anterior expansion, right? So I'm not kind of collapsed, I'm not collapsed up front, right? Boom. I'm getting air in all of these pockets. Then I can layer on these shoulder movements. And boom, it already feels so much better. I don't spend any time doing some shit like this, some shit like this, banded da-da-da-da-da, right? I breathe, and then I can work my patterns. It also just keep that breathing structure for things if you're doing curls. Obviously, if you end up doing other things with the clubs, such as tricep extensions, build into those. Yeah, let me take you through 3 quick moves. So mills, outside mill, come back. It's working you're externally rotating to the top, internally rotating. There's a lot going on, but mainly at the shoulder, we are externally rotating out, internally rotating in, and outside mill is just to this point, swoop back, right? So we'll get 3, 4, and 5. Then from there are circles. So it's all about really an elbow motion. Once you start learning this, you can choke up on the club as well, which I like. But it's really all about elbow circle, right? Get this big circle, elbow circle. Oh, that's really hard to like point at and do all at the same time. So I just follow the elbow. It's just this big circle. Oh, sorry, here we go. We'll do the same one a few times. There we go, big circle out, wrist circles out. I'm losing my breathing a little bit, so we'll reset. There we go, there's a 5th one. There is the breathing with it. Okay, solid. And then the last one is inside circles. So this is where I'm swooping out, elbow comes around, do it 5. I like doing that reverse, so I keep doing that. Anyway, we'll follow that same one around for a few more. And that's a big swoop out pendulum and back to the top. I really like that pendulum motion that is in that outside mill. That kind of helps to give a little space in the shoulders. Sometimes our shoulders get so crammed up in the joint, and then when we do things, they rub, they press, we get that friction that we don't like. And so what I like about those pendulums is you can see how it kind of gives that space, a little bit of space in the shoulder joint, and then you can kind of train to move and flow with that and reap those benefits. You know, like I said, I'll be doing a paintbrush marathon later, so I got to be ready for it, right? And we'll just work some of these shoulder patterns. So my shoulders are already feeling really strong and engaged, centered, coordinated, all the way through the elbow, the wrist. My forearm is fired up from the grip of holding this thing. Biceps got some blood flowing. Everything feels good, right? Both hands work on the coordination. Like I said, I like those reverses, but there's a few of them in a row. Get a little speed going with it. All right, boom, reverse. It's a little tough. I'm gonna choke up. That way is a little tough. I'm gonna choke up. Yeah, a little bit better control. Like, oh shit. A little bit better control. Roll with it. Roll with it. And try to choke up over here soon. Yeah, choking up that way does feel a bit better. Just a little more control out to the wrist. Like you feel the timing. Feel the timing of that switch better. Because as you're which way is it going? No, it's coming this way. Outside swing, come around, and all of this kind of internally rotates. But ironically, this is externally rotating. The forearm is externally rotating as you get there. You get that separation of that timing a little better. And even the other way, it's kind of all timing right through there. That's where I'm missing it personally. So it's kind of in those, we're in that, yeah. Almost when the forearm and the upper arm are like, they're moving in opposite directions of like internal, external rotation. Oh, I like that one. Maybe I'm just getting tired, but I mean, it does feel pretty good. Like I'm finding that pocket. I'm still breathing this whole time. My main intention has been primarily on my ribcage structure and how I'm breathing. You didn't see me collapsing, you didn't see me overextending, because I have felt and feel and move from my inner breathing core, and that gives the rest of me structure. So thanks for coming to my YAP session, my TED Talk, if you watch this whole thing. Would love to know if you got any other questions, and if you want to talk about any of these things, I'd love to talk with you guys. So cheers guys, peace.